Hello, everyone. Welcome to Stan&Chelle show. Today we have a special guest, my friend Gael Gassant. He's going to explain how do you know that becoming a police officer is the right thing, right choice for you. Hi, Gael. How are you today?
Hey, pretty good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. How's the family doing?
Family's great. Everything's good down here. How about you guys up here?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Georgia's not too bad,
Miss you
Here,
guys.
we missed you guys too. So I guess we'll jump into the questions. What do you think?
Sure, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. What or who inspired you to become a police officer?
That question is a very traditional question, when it comes to applying for a police job. They always ask you, why do you want to be a police officer? Who inspired you? I don't really have a story, the answer is usually, hey, I wanted to be a cop ever since I was a kid. And I've watched a bunch of, cop shows and I want to save lives. To be honest with you, the one thing that inspired me, I really needed a job. I was like, I need to get paid. I was a parking enforcement officer working under the umbrella of a police department. And I noticed that they were hiring and, they were hiring cops. They were sponsoring officers to the academy to become police officers. And I said, you know what? I could do that. And another thing is I've never made contact with a Haitian police officer. So that really inspired me. Like, you know what? I could do that. And I'm Haitian. So I want to be one of the first Haitian officers in that department because I've never seen a Haitian officer. So I went ahead and applied, and long story short, they sponsored me, and I've been with the department for 7 years now.
Oh, that's awesome. You are right. I've never met a Haitian police officer.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. But now that you're in there, do you see any?
Yes, I was just about to say that. It's like now that I'm an officer now, I come in contact with a lot of Haitian officers all the time now. All the time.
Cool, cool. So how do you prepare yourself to become a police officer?
Well, first thing you really want to do is you want to pray about it. You want to pray about it, and you want to do a lot of research because being a police officer it's a very, very dangerous profession. You watch television all the time. You see, police officer involved shooting. And right now, being a police officer, there's a lot of negative comments with being a police officer too. So that's something you really want to pray about, do a lot of research, speak with officers that you come in contact with, ask them their experiences or what are the challenges that they're going through, what are the benefits, do ride-alongs, go to different departments and set up ride-alongs where you sit down with an officer for one shift, maybe for 2 to 4 hours, and you're going to calls and you get to see from that officer's perspective on what they're doing on a call, going to domestic, going to burglaries. And if you're okay with all that, then you're probably ready to, it's probably what you really want to do. But sometimes, people that talk to me and I tell them, hey, this is what you're going to encounter, and they shy away. You know what I'm saying? So that's some of the things that can get you prepared. Also, you need to be prepared mentally because it's a mental challenge as well. Physically, definitely you want to be in physical shape. Always train, make sure you're in good shape because you're going to be doing a lot of running. You're going to be doing a lot of self-defense, a lot of defensive tactics. So mentally, physically, and also pray about it because law enforcement is a 20 to 30 year career. Do you really want to do that for 30 years? So you got to ask yourself those questions.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was going to ask you about the physical too. I know you work out a lot, so.
Well, now with the babies, it's almost impossible to work out now.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
What can someone expect in the police academy?
The police academy here in Florida, I mean, every state is different, but here in Florida, it's very paramilitary. So it's almost like you're in the military, but not in the military. You do a lot of marching, you do a lot of drills, and it's all about, basically you're going in there. There's a lot of different training. You're doing driving, defensive driving. You're doing the firing range. You're doing self-defense. You're learning about the state laws. You're learning about first aid. There's so many different sections in the police academy that basically gets you ready. As soon as you're done with the academy and you go into the real world, into the department, everything that you learn in the academy equips you to basically doing your job when you go out there on the field. So those are what to expect in the academy. Some academy are a little bit lenient, so where you're not really doing a lot of physical training. You're mostly, everything is like, you know, books, a lot of tests. But some academy, like the one I went to, it's all physical fitness. You're running all the time. You're doing like 2-3 miles a day. You're losing a lot of weight. So every department, every police academy is different, but those are some of the things that you can expect when you go to a police academy.
Nice, cool. I love to run, so I would be like, you know, getting it.
Listen, I said the same thing too, but then when I first started, honestly, I wanted to quit the first day. I wanted to quit the first day. They had us running the very first day, and we had to run up this garage, and I wanted to quit so bad. But I said, you know what? I need this job. My wife's gonna be so disappointed. So you know, I stick to it.
Nice, nice. That's great. I'm glad that you mentioned that you're in Florida, so it's different for everybody. So do all officers have to go to the police academy to become?
Yes, they have to go to the police academy, or they have to do some type of basic law enforcement training or secondary police school. So you have it. So the short answer is yes. You have to get the training. Okay. And some agencies have their own little police academy. Like for example, FHP, the Florida Highway Patrol, they have their own academy where it's like you go up there for like a couple months and you're living up there. You don't really get to go back home. Maybe on the weekends you get back home, but you're living up there. So every agency, they send you to a police academy, but every academy is different. But the short answer is yes, you have to go to the police academy or some basic training.
Okay. So my next question doesn't, you know, there's not really a time frame. It really depends on you, basically.
It depends. It depends on the department. Really, it depends on the need of the department. Let's say the department is really short on patrol officers, and they want to build the road. You know, they want road patrol, and they really want to push 5 people in to hire 5 people in. They're gonna expedite the process where they're gonna keep going and try to hire and try to expedite all of your tests, your psychological exam, your medical exam, your polygraph. They're gonna expedite this process where it'll probably take you like 4 months and then you're hired. Some department, they really don't have they do want to hire you, but they have the body, so they're gonna take longer. It can take up to 8 months, 9 months to get hired.
Wow.
It all depends on the department's need.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I hear some, you know, lieutenant and stuff like that. So what's the highest that you can get?
I mean, in the law enforcement field, I mean, the possibilities of going up the field, I mean, going up the ladder is endless, really. It depends on what you want to do. Everybody has different personalities, different things they want to do when it comes to policing. You can go up as high as to become the chief of police, where, you know, you're the chief, you are that man, you know, you oversee everybody. And then you can basically, if you don't want that role, because that role comes with so much responsibility. So if you don't want that role, you can go branch out to a different unit. So every department has units, depending how big the department is. Some departments, which are very, very big, have a bunch of different specialized units. There's canine, you know, there's the officers with the dogs. So every dog is specialized in a different training. Some of them are drug dogs. Some dogs are a bomb sniffing dog. Some dogs are basically a gun sniffing dog. You can go that route. You can get promoted that route, or you can go and become a detective. You branch out to be a detective. Or if you don't want to be a detective, you can branch out to be a school resource officer, where you're basically working at a school. You're an officer, but you're overseeing that school. So you're that officer for that school. Or you could be a motorman, where your primary function is to basically, you know, you're on a motorcycle, obviously, and you're traffic enforcement. You're enforcing traffic, and you deal with a lot of traffic crashes. So there's just so many different branches. It's not necessarily getting promoted to be a supervisor. 'Cause a lot of people, they hear the word supervisor, "Oh, I don't want it." It's a lot of stress, you know what I'm saying? But because police department have so many different umbrellas and different branches, you can branch out into little units that you feel comfortable to be in.
Nice. That's a lot of great information, Jean. I did not, yeah, you can tell because I'm not interested in becoming one, but it's good to know,
Yeah,
someone is, to know all the stuff. So how do you personally balance your day-to-day life being one? No.
Actually, I leave work at work, to be honest with you. Like I come home and people who know me, know that I'm a family man. I spend a lot of time with my daughter, spend a lot of time with my wife and my son. And I just leave work at work because I'm already stressed as it is at work, dealing with, a bunch of work, dealing with a bunch of, crazy individuals and making contact with, people left and right. If I bring that home with me, I'm going to stress myself out and I'm going to stress my family because my family's already stressed as it is that I'm out there working as an officer, especially in this climate that we live in right now. So that's how I balance my law enforcement lifestyle or my profession and my family life. I just separate them both.
Yeah, that's awesome. So like with that, would you say you have any challenges?
Yeah, I mean, some of the challenges are, my family, they worry, the lack of peace of mind sometimes, especially when something, pops up on the news, also involves shooting, officer shot. It pops up this radar on my wife's head. Oh my God, are you gonna be okay? I just saw this. So those are challenges that I feel. Also, while I'm at work, there's a possibility that I may get hurt. There's always that possibility that something may happen to me. And I always have to think that, hey, this person may hurt me. So I always have to refer to my training. So it's like, I can't be complacent. So I always have to be on guard, have to make sure that I keep my distance. I always have my backup. So those are challenges that, that I go through. And also the dealing with difficult people. You're gonna deal with people that are just gonna be difficult and there's nowhere around it. They're just not gonna want to listen, that, and, the possibility of just getting hurt. Those are the challenges that, that I really feel like there is in just being a law enforcement.
Okay. Yeah. Totally.
Personally, to me, I mean, everyone's different, but personally to me, those are my challenges.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, now that you said the challenges, what are the rewards that you can share with us?
Rewards, I mean, there's the opportunity to go to work every day and save someone's life. It doesn't matter how big or small it is. There's always the opportunity to save someone's life or make somebody's day better. You pull somebody in, like for example, I pulled somebody over for a traffic violation, and the young lady's crying her eyes out, crying. Oh, this happened to me. I just got evicted. I could write her a ticket, or I could be like, you know what? I understand what you're going through. I'm gonna give you a warning. So automatically she's happy. Oh, thank you. So that right there to make somebody's day, you know what? I could have hit her with a ticket, but I'm gonna go ahead and change the way she's feeling because she's already sad as it is. So I could, make a difference. Also building a bond with the community. Because everywhere you work in law enforcement, you go work in a city, you could work in a university. So the university is your community. You build a bond with that's the reward. Like you build a bond with people you work with in the community. They get to know you by name. Hey, Officer Gassant, how are you? What's going on? Hey, this guy stopped me the other day. He didn't give me a ticket. So I like that reward of, it's like a community-oriented policing where I get to meet people every day, build bond with them. Also, it's good benefit. There's really good, I work in the state, so there's really good benefit for me and my family as well, good compensation. Those are some of the rewards that, personally to me, that I see in law enforcement.
Yeah. You don't want to move to Georgia?
We thought about it before. I feel like it's too late now. I feel like we're so settled. We're so settled now. I don't think we're going to Georgia. We thought about it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think if we do move up there, I think you guys will probably be the only family we have because we have no family up there.
That's true.
Yeah.
True. We got y'all if you ever decide to come.
No doubt, no doubt.
So do you have any advice for someone who's thinking about becoming an officer?
If you're thinking about becoming a police officer, I think it's a really, really great career. There's a lot of rewards, a lot of advantages. There are some shortcomings to it too. You have to really know if it's really what you want to do. It's a career, it's a profession, it's a 20 to 30 year profession. It can be dangerous sometimes. There's some times where you're going to be out there working and you'll be like, wow, I really don't want to do this. So if that's the case, man, you really have to, like I said earlier before, do a lot of research, talk to officers, do a lot of ride-alongs. You know, ride-alongs are pretty easy. You go to the police department or agency, say, hey, you know what? I'm thinking about becoming a police officer. I would like to do a ride-along. They'll pair you up with an officer, and you guys will go around driving, and you get to see some of the calls that, you know, they go on, and that's gonna open your eyes. Here, do I really want to do this? Or you know what? I would do something else. So those are the things that if you really want to be a cop, those are the things that you really got to look into. Don't watch the movies. The movies are not realistic at all. They're really not realistic. The movies are not realistic. The TV shows are not really realistic. You need to talk to an actual officer, or even go to the police academy. You can actually go to the police academy, sit around and talk to an advisor, and they'll guide you to it. You know, make sure you have all your documentation, your qualification, because those are things that's gonna knock you out. If you really want to do it and all of those qualifications that we spoke about earlier are not lined up, it's gonna really hurt your chances.
Some good stuff, Gene. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Again, Gene, oh my goodness. It's so good to see you, and thank you so much for taking time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely. Do you, if anybody has questions for you, is there a way they can, you know, contact you?
I didn't even think about that. I guess through Facebook, really. Yeah, you guys have my Facebook link or whatnot. You guys could probably add it to the video. I don't know.
Appreciate you. Hey guys, if you need to follow Gene, just hit him on social media, Facebook, and do you still have Instagram?
I still have Instagram, yes.
We appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.